put together 3 easy DIYs for back to school. I really hope that you guys will get some ideas to spice up your stationaries. So without further ado, let's get started. For the first DIY, all you will need is a notebook with plain book cover, different kinds of tapes, and I suggest washi tapes and scotch tapes, acrylic paint in your choice of color, and also a sponge to use for painting. Firstly, put a tape horizontally on the top corner of the book, and then apply 2 sets of tapes diagonally at the sides. Next, apply tape horizontally at the bottom of the 2 tapes earlier. Then, using washi tapes, apply it diagonally inside the shape, creating triangles. I did the sides first because I find it easier to create more even triangles, but if you want to go from left to right, that's just, your preference. You do what you want to do. And then after I applied 2 sets of tapes diagonally under the tapes placed previously, this will create a bigger triangle underneath the ones that we have placed before. Then after I applied thinner washi tapes diagonally inside the big triangle to create a narrower triangle. Now take your acrylic paint and put some on an old magazine paper, place it aside and start painting your diamond. Because my book cover is black, I found it really difficult to make the gold color stand out, so I needed to do around 4 coats of paint to make it a little bolder. It just really depends on the material. Wait for a few minutes till the paint completely dries. Then take off the tapes that you have put on earlier. Make sure that you do this step really carefully because the first time I did this, I wasn't very careful at all, so the paint did come off as I took off the tapes. Make sure that you do this step slowly but surely. I also applied some pressure in some areas of the paint so it doesn't come off when I take off the tape, and I find that really helpful. So that is it for this DIY gold diamond, and now let's move on to the next DIY. All you will need is a book with spiral binding wire, a plier, all-purpose repair kit, needles, scissors, and also yarn. This yarn I chose in pink, but you can just choose any kind of yarn that you want. Firstly, you need to take off the wire, and I actually didn't press the record button, but all you need is just cut the top and the bottom of the wire, then twist it upwards just like so. And then take the biggest needle from the kit. Don't worry, this isn't as sharp as normal needles. If you don't have any of these, you can just use the wire that you took off earlier. So you basically just need to straighten it and then fold it in half, and then tape the top bit of the wire so it's closed. Then take your yarn and cut a very long piece. Yes, you need a very long piece for this DIY. I would say around 4 meters of yarn. And then just place it inside the needle just like when you just sew normally. And then find the 2 ends of the yarn and tie it tightly. Next, align your book as you desire. Firstly, put in the needle in the first bottom hole from underneath, and then leave an inch or 2 yarn, then tie the yarn tightly together so it won't come off later. From underneath again, put the needle in the first hole, and then after, put in the needle in the second hole from above. Next, put in the needle in the first hole from underneath. Going around each hole will ensure that the yarn won't come off throughout the year. So basically, just put in the needle in the third hole, then put it back to the second hole. Again, bring back the needle to the third hole, then put it over to the fourth hole. You just need to keep doing this step over and over again. So in a nutshell, you need to keep going back to the previous hole before you move on to the next hole. So this way the yarn goes around each hole twice. Just remember that if you went from underneath before, then now you need to go from above. Just do it alternately, basically. I actually skipped the rest of me doing this book because it will take you around 20 minutes. But once you reach the last hole, bring your yarn over the book, then put in the needle in the last hole from underneath. Do the same thing twice, then repeat this step, but make sure that this time you don't put the yarn all the way in. You need to create these loops just like shown in the video. Keep repeating this step till you run out of yarn. Next, cut the loops, and this will create the tassels at the top, which is super chic and also super cool. Now let's move on to the last DIY. I made these super simple subject name tags. So firstly, I just typed Chanel on Google Images and I found this Chanel perfume photo. I just copied it and pasted it on Word, and then I clicked format and clicked crop. Then I cropped the Chanel writing on top, just like so, and then I clicked insert and added a triangle shape over the Chanel picture. Then after, I just changed the color of the triangle to gold since my theme for the year is pink and gold. I just adjusted the perfume where I wanted it to be. And then I just added a text box and I typed my full name. I also did some adjustments like making the name a little bigger and also changing the font to the font that I would like it to be. Just adjust it to the way that you want it to look. I also changed the color of the name to gold because again I'm doing gold and pink for the year. After this, I placed a border around the rectangle to make it look more put together. Again, I colored this gold just like always. This will make it look more put together and also a little classier. I printed these off on these paper art that you can get from craft stores and some other stores like that. I cut them and glued them to my books just like so. So I used some double-sided tape and glued it to the insides of my books. That is it for this DIY video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and comment this video if you liked it. Subscribe for more, and also y'all stay beautiful. Mwah.